Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Ascended Mind podcast. Just before we even get started, I want to say thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. I'm just trying to share high quality, valuable information that can help you take your life, your game, your craft to the next level, whatever it is that you do. I know it's been a while since the pilot episode. I needed every second of that hiatus to get my mind right, to get myself right, and to get back on track and to be able to provide you guys with the information that I truly need to provide y'all with to help you elevate, right? So once again, this podcast is all about the concept of success, right? What is success actually? What is success actually comprised of? And it's truly a mindset. It's a state of living. It's a way of thinking. I want to talk about success just in its entirety, right? What is success? Success is not getting 100 million followers, right? Success is not having $100,000, right? Success is not having a business that is in everybody's house, right? Being a household name or being a famous actor, athlete, or whatever. That's not what success is, right? That's an ego-driven version of success that doesn't really satisfy you the way that success is supposed to. Success is a state of existence, right? And you reach that state by actively walking towards what you said you were going to walk towards. Actively walking towards your purpose leaves you with a feeling of satisfaction. It's a great feeling within you because whether that project that you put out or whether that game that you played or whether that song that you recorded was the greatest thing ever and completely changed the scope of the field that you're in, like, or if it just flopped and nobody cared and nobody paid attention to it, none of that matters when you're truly walking towards your purpose, because the feeling of success comes from actively taking steps. You're successful whenever you keep walking. You're successful when you walk towards your goal, or when you do the things that you feel you need to do to make an impact and to leave an impact on others, on yourself, whatever the case may be, right? For some people, your purpose might be outwardly impacting and servicing others. For some people, your impact and your purpose might be elevating yourself strictly, solely, just focusing on you and letting it be an indirect motivation for others. Whatever it is, if you're truly walking towards that and you're doing the things on a daily basis that you need to do, you are successful. I'm not saying you're a failure if you're a drifter, right? So a drifter is somebody who doesn't necessarily know their purpose and they're just kind of going through life day to day, right? You don't really have purpose. You don't have direction. That's all that is. A drifter, you know what I mean? If you may be a drifter, it's okay. All you have to do is sit down, tap in with yourself and just ask for guidance, right? Go into a silent space where there's nobody around and just in your head or out loud, ask for guidance, ask for clarity, ask for direction. And it may not come that exact moment, but it will be on its way because you ask for it, right? Ask and you shall receive, right? A closed mouth does not get fed. So if you have direction, all you truly need to do is walk in that direction to be a successful person. So for instance, in the book Ego is the Enemy, there's a section in there that is talking about releasing your work, right? Letting your work just be the work, and you're not putting it out for the reason of accomplishment, fame, success, or anything like that, right? So you put your work out without thinking like, man, if this does good, that'll be great. I'll feel awesome if this gets a great reaction, or if everybody picks it up, or if everybody likes it, or yada yada. Because on the flip side of that comes, if they don't like it, it affects you negatively. It affects your next project. It makes you hesitant to do another project. So you have to release that aspect of ego when it comes to working for your purpose, walking in your purpose, because in order to be successful, you have to do the work because the work was put on your heart, not because it's going to garner followers, not because it's going to garner love, not because it's going to garner attention, fame, money, any of that, right? So you do the work and then you put the work out to the world. And as soon as you put it out to the world, you move on to the next project, right? Go back within, find guidance, and go to the next project. And while you're working on the next project, people are, oh, I like it. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I hate it. Yada, yada, yada. But none of that matters because you put the work out that God put on your heart to go put out, right? You did what you were supposed to do and then you moved on. That's what it's truly about. That's where success is embodied in terms of living in a state of success, right? The same way you have to live in a state of happiness. Living in that state comes from doing the work, putting the work out, and then going on about your life, going on to the next mission, going on to the next project, going on to the next city, the next state, whatever the case may be. You just do what you're supposed to do and keep moving. And you keep moving regardless of whether people are picking up on you, on your work, whether people like it, whether people don't. You just keep moving because you have work to do in order to impact the people that are meant to hear your work, to see your work, to feel your service, whatever it is. There are a group of people that need what you have to offer. You have skills, talents, and abilities within your body, within your being that somebody needs. Even if it's only one person, 10 people, 100 people, somebody needs what you have in store. And it's your responsibility to create your vision, to bring your vision to reality, and continue pressing on and developing it and getting better and growing day after day. That is where you will feel successful. That is where you will live in the state of success, right? So this is why I say success is a mind state more than a destination, right? Success is not about, oh, I finished the project and people loved it, I'm successful. Oh, I finished the book and people bought it, so I'm successful. No, I did the work that was put on my heart to do in order to help others or help myself, so I am successful. It has nothing to do with, oh, they like it, oh, they don't, right? And this is the grand concept that I'm trying to grasp with this podcast. I want to get across to you the ideas that I myself have had to cultivate on my own journey with ADB Athletics, right? My journey with ADB Athletics has taken a lot from me because it takes a lot to be successful, right? It takes a lot to live in that mindset and in that state of existence consistently. The reason why I say it takes a lot is because it takes from you. It takes from you everything that doesn't need to be in you, the things that are in your way, the things that are holding you back, right? Because nothing can stop you except for yourself. Your mind is your greatest friend and enemy, ally and enemy, right? It'll help you or it'll hold you back. It'll build you up or it'll crush you to the floor, right? So when you begin a journey of being successful in whatever field, whatever type of work that you do, it doesn't really matter what you do. Once again, success is an all-encompassing thing. Every single industry has successful people. So when you begin that journey, the things that are in your way are going to slowly start to come to the surface, right? The limiting beliefs and the thoughts about yourself, the way you view yourself, or the way you view your approach to your work, or whatever the case may be, right? Maybe it's your effort, lack of effort, intention, goals, or your lack of clarity, right? Your lack of vision, your lack of direction, whatever the case may be, it's going to be brought to the surface so that you can get rid of the thing that is blocking you, get over the thing that is blocking you, learn how to deal with the thing that is blocking you, stopping you, holding you back, whatever the case may be. And then on top of that, this journey gives you 10 times more than it takes. It takes from you the things that you don't need. So it takes a lot to be successful because everybody has their battles. Everybody has the things they have to overcome. Everybody has the things that have been drilled into their head that they have to deprogram, if you will, right? So it takes a lot, but it gives you even more. It gives you everything you want, everything you need, everything you desire. It gives you the qualities. It gives you access to the qualities that you need: the confidence, the courage, the strength, right? The bravery, the determination, the fearlessness, right? It gives you those qualities that you need in order to continue being successful and keep growing and to keep going and to keep doing better, right? That's what the journey is truly all about, is to continue growing. And so there's a give and a take to life. And the same way there's a give and a take to life, in the sense of there's hard times and there's good times, easy times, right? There's ups and there's downs, right? The life, the ebb and flow, the waves, right? They go up and down. And in that same way, this journey has its give and its take. It takes from you the things that don't need to be, right? But it gives you what you need. And it replaces what it took. It replaces it with something better that's going to elevate you and take you further, take you to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So the journey of success is truly never ending. And it only makes you a better individual, a better person. It only elevates you, and it gives you what you actually need. A lot of times we plan things out and then they don't happen that way because the plan that was laid out for us is much greater than what our minds can conceive. And so, it's a journey of stepping towards what it is that you think you want, and then finding a little bit more clarity, rerouting, dialing in your compass or your GPS or whatever, and walking closer to the direction of the things that you are now beginning to feel that you need, you desire, you want, right? So it's just a never-ending flow of hard times that challenge you and take from you, and they require a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of healing, a lot of time and effort, right? And in response, you get that pullback, right, where you then get to reap the benefits of understanding a lesson, learning a lesson, and applying that lesson and moving forward, applying the wisdom that you've learned from that lesson, right? Because if you don't learn that lesson, you will repeat that cycle. And the more you repeat a cycle, the more crushing it gets, because it's like you've gone through this and you're here again and you're doing this again and you're experiencing this again, and that can become demoralizing. So you have to be able to work with that give and take of the success journey. You have to be able to work in alignment with, okay, this is an aspect of myself that I may not like that much, or that may bring me shame, or may bring me pain, or may bring me insecurity, anxiety, or whatever. And then you learn how to deal with it, cope with it, or heal from it, whatever the case may be. And then it brings you confidence, it brings you courage, it brings you vitality, health, wealth, abundance, prosperity, success, right? The things that you truly want, the things that really fulfill your soul and satisfy your heart, right? And so this journey of success is something that is very trying, very challenging, and very rewarding. Every single thing in life is hard. It's hard to be a bum, and it's hard to be the richest person. It's hard to be a drifter, and it's hard to have direction. It's hard to be successful, and it's hard to be a failure. They're two different hards. And one of them crushes you, and one of them builds you up. One of them strengthens you, and one of them depletes you. You know what I mean? And so you have to actively choose your hard. And that looks like waking up every day, eating right, working out, working on your passion, doing what you need to do, elevating your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial health, right? This is what the journey is all about. It's about choosing your hard, and then working with the ebb and flow, with the give and take, in order to end up in the place where you truly deserve to be. And the beautiful thing about this journey is none of us have it figured out. Nobody, not even the people at the top who you think you see them and they're incredibly successful. They're still learning. They're still growing. They're still not perfect. None of us are perfect. None of us have it figured out. But if you start walking, and if you keep walking, you will end up where you are supposed to be. That is just the nature of life. It's just the universal law, the way that the universe functions. If you start walking in the direction of purpose or elevation, even if you don't have purpose, maybe you don't necessarily have a purpose laid out that you're like, oh, I want to do this with my life. Just worry about elevating your life. Worry about making your life better. You know what I'm saying? And if you start walking in that direction of your purpose, or in elevating your life, you wind up taking the steps that you need to take to learn the lessons you need to learn in order to get to where you need to go, right? And when you get to where you need to be at, you're going to be well equipped with all the skills, abilities, and knowledge that you need to be successful in that space. And then that space will challenge you, and then that space will help you grow into the next space. And when you get to that space, you'll be able to use what you learned in the last space and the space before it, right? It's a journey. It never stops. It never stops. But you always end up where you need to be, as long as you keep walking. As long as you keep walking, you will always get to where you need to go. So that is what this whole journey is about. This podcast is about me sharing with you all the different aspects of success that I'm learning, because like I said, I'm going through this in my own real time. And so That's why it's been such a long hiatus from the first episode until now. And I'm working on being more consistent with it now, but it's just been a journey for me. And I've had to learn a lot, and I've had to experience a lot. I've grown a lot. I've lost a lot. I've gained a lot, right? And the journey is real. It's really tough, and it's really rewarding. It's very rewarding if you stick with it. It's the greatest thing ever. The more you stick with it, the less the tough part bothers you, because you start to see it as, oh, this is about to bring me an even greater reward than what I got last time, right? When you go through it a few times, you start to realize that, and it becomes apparent. And then you wake up every day and you challenge yourself to experience better, to go through any challenge head on, head up, straight, like face it with no fear, no hesitation, no procrastination. Just go through it, because you know what's on the other side is what you need, want, and desire. And that is a great feeling to experience. Everybody should be able to experience that. Everybody should be able to experience what it feels like to feel successful, to be successful. And like I said, it has nothing to do with destination. It has nothing to do with the amount of money in your bank account. It has nothing to do with the amount of followers on your Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. It has nothing to do with the community you've built or anything. It has everything to do with, are you stepping down your path? Are you walking down or through your journey? Are you going through your journey actively every day? Are you getting up and saying, hey, I'm going to be better today than I was yesterday. I'm going to do more today than I did yesterday. I'm going to go further today than I went yesterday. That's what this is all about. Success is a never-ending journey of challenging yourself and being better than yourself. You are in competition with yourself, and that is it. That is it. I don't care if you're an athlete and they're like, oh, somebody in the spot behind you trying to take your spot. You don't need to be competing with the person behind you. You don't need to be competing with the person in front of you in the spot that you want to be in. Compete with yourself, and you will end up in the spot that you desire. If that's the starting spot, you will end up in that spot, because you're never going to stop elevating if you're competing with the version of yourself that existed yesterday. You'll never stop growing. You'll never stop growing. If you compete with a person who is behind you or in front of you, when they have a lackadaisical day, you'll have one, because you know you don't have to go that hard. But whenever you're competing with yourself, you know, I went hard yesterday, I have to go harder today. And you just continue going up the mountain. When you have the bad days, you get up anyways, and you're like, no, I got to keep going, because I got after it yesterday, and I can't let yesterday's version of me be better than today's version of me. I've grown, I've learned more, I've experienced more, I'm better, and I'm going to keep getting better, and that's what it's about. So this is a journey. I'm really excited to get like really deep with this podcast. I'm just going to be an open book in terms of mindset and what you need to do in terms of cultivating the mindset to be successful and to hold a high level of success and a high perspective on yourself, right? Because that's what it's all about. So whether you're playing video games, sports, rapping and singing, writing books, whatever the case may be, I don't care what you do. You can be successful at it as long as you find purpose in it. Does it elevate you? Does it elevate the lives of the people around you? Does it elevate whoever comes into contact with your service or your skill set? That's what it's about. If it hits one of those three, you're on a good path, and that path will take you directly to where you need to be. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to wrap this up. This podcast, this episode was way longer than I expected it to be, but I had a blast just kind of airing out some of my thoughts and sharing this with you guys. I'm really hoping that this podcast can reach a large number of people. But like I said, it doesn't matter if I only reach one person. I'm happy because I got up and got back into it. You know what I mean? That's what makes me happy. That's what makes me feel successful, is the fact that I finished another episode. I made an episode. I'm going to edit this episode. I'm going to post this episode. That's what it's about, because then I'm on to the next one. If it gets a good reaction, great. If it doesn't, great. I put it out. Once you put it out, the art is no longer yours. It belongs to the consumer. So don't take it personal if they don't like it. That's just their own personal taste. Don't take it personal if they love it. That's just their own personal taste. You know what I mean? But you can still enjoy you can still enjoy people liking your work. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But you need to be careful not to let that be the driving factor behind why you work. Don't let the previous reaction of everybody loved it be the reason why you do what you do. Don't let the fact that nobody liked it be the reason that you don't do it again. Right? That's the big thing that you need to focus on right there. Just show up and do the work because the work was put on your heart. Keep stepping down your path. Keep going through your journey. That's what this is all about. That's how you find success. So, hey, it's your boy. I said I was going to end it and I kept rambling. So I'm going to go ahead and sign this out. Roland Creighton Jr. Ascended Mind Podcast, Episode 2. We live. Peace.